like the video.
Last night was one of those rare times that I watched something for free and somehow still felt robbed. Like, not as robbed as Amanda Serrano, but robbed nonetheless.
Derapy.
I don't want to take too much time on this because it truly doesn't deserve that much time. Jake Paul's boxing career is just kind of ridiculous. Like, if you take just 1 minute to really think about who Jake Paul has fought and defeated, you'll realize that there's really nothing going on there. I'm going to try and do this off the top of my head. My editor will pop in if needed, but who actually cares?
I don't care.
Jake Paul's boxing career consists of beating up KSI's little brother. KSI, you could barely consider a real boxer. All he does is throw windmill punches, and whenever he faced an actual real fighter, Tommy Fury, he lost. We'll talk more about him later. Then he beat up some guy named Anderson Gibb. He's a YouTuber. I'm not going to do any background on him because you don't care. He beat up Nate Robinson, who's known for being a very small NBA player. That's it. I don't even know if Nate Robinson had any boxing experience before taking the fight. I don't know why anybody thought that Jake Paul would lose. Then Jake Paul beat Ben Askren, who I really... I'm sorry, I just started laughing because I just remembered how Ben Askren looked getting knocked out by Jake Paul. Ben Askren, I think before that, was best known for being like the fastest person ever KO'd by like a very vicious knee in the UFC. That's like the only other time. So the only two times I've ever seen Ben Askren, he's getting knocked out by Jake Paul or getting hit with a flying knee like 2 seconds into a match. So he should just wrap it up. Whatever he's doing, he needs to stop.
Stop!
That CTE is going to be crazy. Who else did Jake Paul beat? He beat some guy named Mike Perry.
Who?
I don't know who that is. I'm just not going to sit here and pretend like I know who that is. I think he was known for bare knuckle fighting. Boxing is obviously different. Oh, I totally forgot. Jake Paul boxed Anderson Silva.
Why?
And again, I was the only person that was like, Anderson Silva is not a boxer. Like, and he's also, how old was he at the time? Hold on.
Bro's 47.
That man was 47. Like, what are we doing? It's not a real boxing career. And the one time Jake Paul fought a real boxer that was around his age, Tommy Fury, what happened? He lost, obviously. Because to me, it seems like anybody that's worth their salt at all, that's around his age and around his weight, is going to put hands on him. Tommy Fury's not even known for being that good of a boxer. He's just the younger brother of a really great boxer. That's it. Now, when it comes to Mike Tyson,
The man old as hell.
dude, I saw that guy in a wheelchair earlier this year. Like, what are we talking about? I think he had like a ulcer or something. I don't know exactly what that is. My editor will let you know.
Bro was bleeding from his stomach. He was throwing up a blood.
All I know is $20 million is enough to get a lot of people to do a lot of things. People kept trying to convince me with these like sped up, quick cut footage, all this footage of Mike Tyson boxing throughout the year preparing for Jake Paul. And I'm like, I need to see him punching for 30 seconds uninterrupted before I believe this is going to be competitive. And it's crazy. I put out this YouTube poll on a community post. I was like, be real. Who's going to win the fight? When I tell you 90% of people said Mike Tyson, like, come on, dude. Like, I know people love the guy. I know he's a legend, and I'm not saying anything here to take away from what he did when he was not retirement age. But, like, let's just be real. While I don't take Jake Paul seriously as, like, a competitive boxer when it comes to people that are his age and weight, I think he can beat up old men. Like, I can confidently say Jake Paul has proved that he can beat up old men. KSI, who I disagree with on almost everything, was on Twitter talking about how it's basically elder abuse. It basically is. All Jake Paul wants to do is fight people that some people think should be able to... Oh, I totally forgot. He fought Tyron Woodley twice, who, again, was retired from a different competitive fighting sport. So, like, this is all clearly set up, like, for him to have this like overblown boxing record. Honestly, fair play to Jake Paul, because I don't know how he keeps tricking people into watching these fights. I mean, I said that I wasn't going to watch anymore, but then he put it on Netflix and I was like, I don't even have to pay anything. I don't even have to leave my couch. Like, I see people in the comments of other videos and posts talking about, oh, the real winners are the people that didn't even watch. Okay. All right, that's fine. You didn't watch a fight that was included on something that you already had. Also, everybody's talking about how much they want to see him get knocked out.
I mean, we are everybody.
Don't watch him fight anybody over 35 anymore. Like, Just don't do it. Jake Paul did the right thing by putting this on Netflix because I promise you, I'm not going to say I wouldn't have watched it. I definitely would have watched it, like, illegally. I'm just saying that. I don't care.
Don't sue us.
I don't care. Speaking of watching it illegally, it's funny because I had it on Netflix, but the buffering, the lag was so bad. Can somebody explain to me how Netflix is making... I don't know. My editor will look it up.
$33 billion last year.
Knew this fight was going to be happening all year, and the connection is just cheeks. Mike Tyson cheeks, bad. It doesn't make any sense. I ended up watching it on a site that I don't want to make public, but let's just say it ends with streams.com, and it starts with like some illegal substance. That's all I'm gonna say. But I watched it on that site, and it was like picture perfect almost the entire night. Like it's insane. But I should actually talk about the fight. Here's what actually happened, okay? First of all, my expectation going into any Jake Paul fight is he's probably going to win because he's fighting somebody that he shouldn't be. So I always bet real money on Jake Paul to win because if Jake Paul wins, I win money. If Jake Paul loses, thank God Jake Paul finally lost. There's literally no way for me not to have a desirable outcome at the end of the fight. But unfortunately, somehow, this fight was even worse than I could have imagined. At first, I thought there was going to be like a bunch of hugging, like every KSI fight where he has to fight somebody that he's kind of afraid of. But in the first 2 rounds, it looked like dumb even. Like, I was actually sitting here like, maybe I was, like, was I tripping? Like, Mike Tyson is throwing, like, serious hands. And you could see on Jake Paul's face and in the way that he was fighting, like, very defensively, he's like, I just got to wait. I just got to wait a couple rounds for this old man to tire out. By the time it got to, like, the 3rd or 4th round, halfway through the 3rd round, hell, I was like, Mike Tyson's done. You could tell by his leg movements, like, he was looking kind of wobbly. And credit to Jake for this and this only. There were times where he would hit Mike Tyson and he would be like kind of wobbly, and Jake Paul could have gone in for the kill, but somewhere deep down in Jake Paul's soul, he legitimately must have felt bad for just wailing on an old man, because there were times where I really think he could have put Mike away and he was just like, I mean, I'm gonna win at the end of the day anyways. Do I really need to like potentially put a man out of his misery, be the reason that he can't enjoy time with his grandchildren anymore? Like, come on. So I'll give Jake Paul credit for that. In the late rounds, it was pretty clear that Jake Paul was in control. But can I keep it a buck with y'all? Like 5-6 rounds in, I was like nodding off. I got really tired. I'd been drinking for a while because I was, like doing other fun things like watching better fights like the Serrano and Katie Taylor fight. But yeah, by the end of it, like I kind of like snapped back into reality when my wife was like shocked that it came to decision, and I was like, decision? Wait, what? I'm like rubbing my eyes because I just got back up. I'm like, oh, it's a decision. Oh, well, if it's going to a decision, then Jake Paul must have won. And then, Jake Paul won. But I will say at the very end of the fight, Jake Paul could have absolutely gone in to try and finish Mike Tyson, but like with 10-15 seconds left in the round, he just like bowed. He just put his gloves out like to kind of touch him, like he was showing respect. And that's like the only nice thing we can say about Jake Paul. But also he's really good at making money. This man made $40 million just to use a 60-year-old as a punching bag. Ugh. It just goes to show that people literally watch anything, and there is a sea of money out there, okay, that can be made. Netflix is paying an absolute bag just to have Jake Paul wail on an old man. But yeah, where does this leave Mike Tyson? I hope Mike Tyson never fights a soul again. Like it was kind of hard to watch at times. And Jake Paul, can we fight a real boxer, please? Is that too much to ask? Is it too much to ask for you to just fight an actual competitive boxing match? Let me know in the comments, who should Jake Paul fight next, or if you just simply never want to see him box again. If you're one of those boxing purists, do you actually think this is doing damage to the sport of boxing? I actually think it's good because it actually puts more eyes on the sport, so the people that are fighting before the clown show starts actually get like some eyes on them. Like people like Serrano and Taylor, like they get a bunch of eyes on them. And I think the sport in general, when you get to compare real boxing fights to whatever the Paul brothers happen to be doing this year, it actually makes the real sport look good by comparison. I don't know, it's just a theory. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and yap about this for a little bit. I'm doing a live stream later, so if you are a fan of the channel, fan of me, and you want to see me unedited, uncut, just yapping about whatever, tap into that. No member shout outs today. Member shout outs during the stream, I promise. Love you, mean it. Leave a comment about how much you hate Netflix and how much you hate Jake Paul and why this keeps happening. All right. Love you, mean it. Enjoy the outro. Hey, one take. I'm going mean like Ruben on a bad day. I be going hard, never halfway. Lately feeling bad, man, but I can't be staying down. I'm the one who's slaying sound, no time to be playing around. I'm not one to play a clown, play the hero, save a town. Only live twice, how you do that? Gotta wear like 2 caps, come home, they like, who that? It's that dude who do raps, but this ain't no Taco Bell. Kiro, some respect now, you know how I get down. Bust down on my wrist now, oh wow, he a liar. One day I'll get flyer, situation dire. Sometimes think I'm drowning, I like to go higher. First need to be higher, check my skills and accolades. Don't you think I deserve pay? I've been going super sane, all I'm missing yellow hair. Idolized Breezy as a child, then I grown up. Still waiting to glow up, but at least I show up. Make a buck by showing off, haters man I blow them off. Shrug my shoulders, moving boulders, mentally like Mewtwo. They like who knew he be cutting up like 2-year-olds. And time out when you tell them that it's time not to just chill out and just lie down. But they stressing you while blessing you, cause children are a gift. But I can wait for that, can't pay for that. I'm taking one day at a time, perfect the craft and keep it tight. Cannot waste a second if you wanna be the best. And I be snapping like Cortez or something, going Kanye West or something. Reputation to protect. If you looking at it crazy, then I'm going for your neck. I'm a lion on the prowl, I be fibbing and a threat. My bro saying they forget, and they just reminding me, you better keep an eye on me. I swear y'all so behind on me. 2046 flow, you know how this shit go. Waiting on the money like I'm beating up a market.